Halifax take the field at Headingley on this windy Sunday afternoon for this Super League game against Leeds. Halifax in unfamiliar red and white. And gets those, remembering the old colours of the blue and white hoops. But Leeds will be in their amber and blue when they take the field. And through the two teams, the Leeds side first, although they haven't come out. Anthony Gibbons at fullback, and the three-quarter line of Jim Fallon, Kevin Iro, Francis Cummins and Phil Hassan. Halfbacks Graham Holroyd and Dean Clark making his home debut and making a start for the first time. Made his debut, of course, coming on a sub against Paris in Paris just over a week ago. The forwards of Neil Harmon, Terry Newton and Barry McDermott at the front row, with Gary Mercer and Adrian Morley in the second row, and Mike Forshaw at loose forward. And the substitutes today are Carl Hall, Mick Shaw, George Mann and Nicky Fozzard. And the cheers tell you that Leeds are just coming out. At the Halifax side, Asa Amoni at fullback, three-quarter line John Bentley, John Schuster, Graham Hallis and Abi Akuku. The halfbacks are Michael Amarga and Craig Dean. Front row, Carl Harrison, Paul Rowley and Richard Marshall, with Carl Gillespie and Mark Perrott the second row, and Simon Baldwin at loose forward. And their substitutes, Halifax substitutes, Martin Ketteridge, Andrew James, Paul Heighton and Danny Seal. Referee this afternoon, Stephen Presley. So the warm-up in the two touch shooters in black and white striped shirt. And there's a strong wind blowing here from right to left. Just a case of which team has the wind first. I know a friend of mine who used to captain Leeds a long time ago used to say that kick with the wind in the first half if it could, because you never know if it turned round or even dropped completely for the second half. I don't think it'll drop, and I don't think it'll turn round today. We've had a lot of rain overnight in Leeds, so the pitch should be in immaculate condition. We've seen an entertaining Colts game, academy game that is, before this match, with Leeds beating Featherstone Rovers by 38 points to 7. And looks like Halifax are going to take the advantage of the win first and try and run up a lead, a substantial lead before half time, so Leeds will have it all to in the second half. So we just have to wait and see. As Halifax led on here substantially last season, but Leeds came back to win. So Holroyd will kick off, Halifax will get possession, so here we go.
Statement about Leeds coming back to win is a bit of an understatement there, Stan. Scored 50 points in the second half last season after Halifax led 27-10 at the break. We're looking to improve on that this afternoon. Marshall's first touch, only his third team in the Halifax senior side, made his debut 2 seasons ago away at St Helens. Perrott met by 3. Up the ground, Carl Harrison complaining, I think about a finger in the eye. So as Mark Perrott once he disentangled himself. Baldwin running out wide. And tackling from Leeds on the first set of 6. Now with Harrison the captain losing possession. Lock on, so Carl Harrison losing possession. It will give Leeds the first attack. They're putting a good set of 6 tackles there.
Yes, I think the tackle jolted the ball right out and didn't drop the ball, it just jolted it out of his arm. So Dean Clark first touch of the ball, he pushed the ball into the scrum, so Leeds now. And Cummins trying to go down the middle. The Halifax tacklers are there in numbers. Now quickly out to left, and now Leeds have got a chance. Morley out there to number 13, Forshaw drops the ball, and Halifax immediately drop on the ball, so already we've had 2 knock-ons.
Well, thankfully for Halifax, Forshaw unable to keep all of that possession. It Leeds again putting it in defence, keeping Halifax in their own quarter. Schuster brought down that time now. Graham Hallis into 3 again. Halifax struggling to get out of their own quarter. Marshall driving forward, tackled by Mercer and Allroyd. Just getting out of the red zone. Harrison running on strongly. Met by Harmon and Forshaw, making good yards for Halifax. After 2 sets of sticks, being forced into the kick on the last tackle. There's the mistake coming from Gibbons, the fullback. So perhaps the wind favouring Halifax there. Gibbons had all the time in the world, just couldn't keep hold of it.
Yeah, I thought he might have turned round and took the ball behind him. At least if he'd have knocked it back, it would have been towards his own post and not a knock on.
Well, you would have thought so, but there was no pressure on him. He looked comfortable. It seemed to slip through his hands. So Halifax with 6 more. First time in the Leeds half of the field. Amoni joins the line from full-back and looks for the gap. Good running towards the Leeds quarter. Perrott off the short ball, but Perrott loses it. So the referee will take the first knock on. Halifax wasted possession with perhaps the first chance of the match.
I think keenness is coming into it. Both sets of players want to do well, want to set an early score on the board. I have a feeling that might have come into it. Clark and then Hassan comes in midfield. Can't get back past the Halifax tacklers. Gary misses. Gary Mercer. Not high across the chest. And McDermott. A determined run. And looks like he got his hand caught. Ball quickly out there. And now Clark to show what he can do. But Perrott in quickly to the tackle. Now here comes number 12, Adrian Morley. Had such a storming game in Paris week last Friday. So the last tackle coming up, kicked by Holroyd. Trying to perhaps use the wind to bring it down. And it goes into touch about 8 metres short of the corner flag. Halifax or head and ball. Should get it. One never knows though. I've known Leeds have at least 3 times on this season have lost the ball against their head.
Well, they should do, but I think Leeds will be pleased to see the ball at the other end of the field again. Using it well with that set of 6 to get down back towards the Halifax line. Dean feeds Okoko in off the wing, defence up quickly. Forcing Okoko to ground 10 metres from his own line. Alice hoping to do some of the work in the forwards but not making much ground. Leeds defence moving in quickly again. Mark Perrott looking for the gap, wider out, doesn't find it, almost gets to the 20 metre line. Now back with Carl Harrison. Big reception committee for the Halifax captain, Rowley from acting half. Into McDermott and Harmon on the 5th tackle. Back to Amoni for the kick with a wind at the back of him. And it's a huge kick by Asa Amoni. Bounce of the ball, has taken it over the Leeds try line where Gibbons will recover.
I wonder if I bet he thought about letting it run dead and start from the 20 metre mark, but he didn't, and Hassan takes the ball up to that stage. But of course that becomes the first tackle because 0 tackle is the first one. Now Iro, Fallon, bit too early I'd have thought. Now Fallon brings him down. Did he touch the line? Looked like he touched the line, but Hallis, who used to support Leeds as a boy. Bad pass actually by Clark to Clark there, although he tried hard to keep it. I think it wasn't a good pass, but nevertheless Clark should have had it in his hands.
Well, he should have done. Fallon did well to evade Okoko. It was an excellent tackle by Alice. Fallon's foot looked to be very close to the touchline. Halifax win the scrum. Amanga continuing in the problem number 6 spot, the 4th standoff that Halifax have had this season. Amone joining up into the line, leaving Halifax light at the back. If Leeds do intercept, Bentley against his old club, not been on a winning side since he moved to Halifax at Headingley. Perrott doing a lot of work in the opening 6 or 7 minutes, takes Halifax back into the Leeds quarter. Now looking to set up the move. Amanga, miss out pass, Baldwin loses it. And again the mistake, well, a bit of confusion there. Perhaps Gillespie expected to take that one, but Baldwin, as a professional, you should keep your eye on the ball all the time.
I think it was rather like that Anthony Gibbons kick that he missed, the kick to Gibbons. It was one of those all too easy because he was under no pressure. I bet if he'd have had tacklers almost breathing down his neck, he'd have crossed that and took it into his breadbasket quite well. Iro now trying to set Leeds on the attack. Gibbons, Fallon, Cummins trying to get the ball out to Hassan, but decides to hang on. We're up to the halfway line. Forshaw taken very, very well there. Good tackle by Marshall. Met head on. Holroyd. Misses out Harmon. Wants to get the ball away to Iro, but Harrison is in there. And I must admit I didn't see anything farther, but the touch judge was on. And Carl Harrison, who of course started his rugby league professional at Bramley, is not far from here. He's always been a wholehearted forward. I don't think he's not a dirty player, is he, Carl Harrison, at all?
I don't think he's a dirty player. I think he's 110% every week. And the instance with that penalty, I think it was the reaction on Allride's face that drew the linesman on, because there certainly didn't seem to be anything in it when he took Allride down.
So the first penalty goes to Leeds, and they kick for touch. And the ball over the top of the South Stand roof and down into the car park. Harmon takes the tap and runs it on. Number 29 on, and that's Terry Newton, and into Gary Mercer. Terry Newton goes to acting halfback. Holroyd, long pass to Forshaw, playing out wide. The Halifax are well wise to that. Now it's Adrian Morley. Two tries in Paris. Can he add on to those this afternoon? Holroyd. Now they've got men over here fielding. Dean Clark trying to go for a gap. Gets the ball there. There's a ball there, and it's Anthony Gibbons taking the pass from Gary Mercer to go over for the try. And one thought that Leeds were going to move it out onto the right, and I think Halifax thought so as well. But they're moving it back inside, and Anthony Gibbons goes over for a try, and that will set Leeds supporters in good voice. And that's Anthony Gibbons' third try of the season. And Holroyd will attempt the conversion kick. 9 minutes gone. And Holroyd going to, well, he shouldn't have any trouble with this kick, but with this win one never can tell. So Halifax Blue Sox, we got to name them when they came out. And Holroyd's kick is successful. The cheers of the crowd and the touch judge flags indicate so. So Leeds will kick off. Halifax will get possession, or should do, and they'll be trying to run it out from underneath their own post or round about that area. So Holroyd to kick off.
Well, the penalty conceded by Harrison has put Leeds in the position to score there, but I think Sims will take a long look at the video replay to see if Harrison actually committed the offence. But Halifax 6 points down after 10 minutes and up against it and playing most of this game up to now in their own half of the field. And Marshall felt the full force of that tackle. Interference there. Will give Halifax a penalty. Morley just overstepping the mark. And now Alice should be able to make some yards with a kick towards that far side with the wind at his back. Push that one onto the stand roof at the far side. Puts Halifax just inside the Leeds half. And Bentley will run it. Well, he's second touch of the game. He'd love to put one over on his old side here at Headingley. They're going to have to do it from 6-0 down. Dean and Manga trying to put the move on again. Alice against Iro and Fallon. Iro's going to be penalised this time. We caught heavily. Hollister, I think, was losing his footing as he went through. And the weight of Iro, with any form of tackle, is sure to shake anybody.
I think if he hadn't slipped, that tackle wouldn't have happened like that. But if it had kept his feet, he'd probably in danger of being dragged into touch.
Halifax will get the penalty. Referee Presley says Iro attempted to punch Ray Mallis. The swinging arm signal there. Schuster, with the wind at his back, who will attempt to put into that 6 points to nil lead. Just a yard and a half in from the touchline. 23 metres out. Raising a few objections from the Leeds supporters in the south stand. Schuster using the lining the ball up the old-fashioned way. Using the round the corner style. Plenty of boos and jeers at the back of him as he goes for this one. It's a good kick and it's snuck inside the left-hand post. Great kick by Schuster. Halifax get the first point. I think it's only the third visit into the Leeds half of the field. Harrison looking for the safety and Schuster perhaps made a little easier with the wind at his back.
Yes, I probably wouldn't have gone for that in the second half, but all credit to him because even with the wind behind him, it's not an easy kick. So Amoni will kick off, put the Leeds back under pressure. Jim Fallon takes that, juggles with it near his line, but certainly comes up, gets to the 20 metre with Simon Baldwin's tackle. Now Holroyd now looking for support. Dean Clark with the treatment down the middle, a lost ball, and Leeds lacking something there as Adrian Morley dropped that ball, and Halifax back in possession and looking to put more points on the board.
Well, I think as you say, Stan, both teams looking to impress in the opening stages. After doing so well in the centenary season, Leeds finishing second and Halifax third. A lot to do this season to get back to those sort of dizzy heights. Second and third from the bottom. Leeds with the 2 wins, Halifax with a 1 draw. And Halifax certainly need a confidence booster. Harrison shows it, back to Rowley. Rowley to Perrott, Perrott again with the slippery fingers. That's the third time he's dropped the ball. So Halifax giving away possession again.
This reminds me of some years ago, a game which was played on Humberside when a Hull 13 played the Australians on one Australian tour, and I don't think there was a knock-on before in the entire game, and they wondered why, and it was because they'd been using a training ball apparently, which has got a bit of sticky on, and I always remember that was a long time ago, but certainly there's no chance of either sticky on the ball today or on the players' fingers in some of them. Now Neil Harmon taking it on, slips the ball away to Newton. And Cummins took that well. And the touch judge on again. Yeah. So the touch judge on then, but decided that it was okay. Now Mercer trying to slip the tacklers, goes back inside, looking for support, and it's there. And that's a long ball out by Gibbons. And there's an altercation here, and I don't know what went off there. The touch was off players, and the touch judge getting in amongst the players, rather like the linesman doing ice hockey. Now the referee Steve Presley coming across to find out what was all the cause of the trouble, and have thrown and Halifax have gone back. And Holroyd has got the ball as if it's going to be a penalty to Leeds. I can't understand it. calling both players in. Probably might do well, Simon Baldwin and Gary Mercer. I think Simon Baldwin the youngest and the tallest of the two.
A long way still, I think.
Yes, I think you're right there. The referee having his say though. Calling Carl Harrison up as captain. And it would be interesting to be down there on the pitch to see what the referee was saying to these players. So Leeds have got a penalty to put the ball into touch. 6-2 the scorage. We've had 17 minutes gone at Headingley. Crowd boos. I don't know what for. So Holroyd puts into touch. Some 15 metres inside the first half. That looked the highest of them all so far. Harmon trying to blitz his way through. There's no way he's going to get past Carl Gillespie. Newton takes it upon his own. Wait to see if Mick Shaw, Clark, McDermott comes back inside, gets the ball away again. But Gibbons, a couple of metres short of the line. He's pushed back. Clark picks up that beautifully on the half volleys, you might say. Harrow back inside to Cummins, to Mercer, and the touch judge is on again. The touch judge is on again, and I don't know what that. Well, it was for interference late on. We just have to wait and see. But the touch judge seems to be wanting to. The touch judge seems to want to make a name for themselves.
Well, it's all about, it's the age of the television, and they seem to like to get on any chance they can, I think, Stan. And it looks like another Halifax man being pulled out. Well, I didn't see anything there. And, well, he's going to be a star as this linesman. He's going to have his name on everybody's lips by the end of this game, I think.
They'll probably feature highlights of the game on boots and all, won't they? So he'll be in the thick of the action. So Leeds have got a penalty, and there's going to take a kick at goal against the wind. Well, I suppose he must do. Try and make it 8-2. And certainly Carl Harrison, spoken to by the referee. I don't think he was involved. I think he was being told as captain he's got to perhaps have words with his players, but as my Halifax commentator colleague says, he couldn't see anything wrong there. So Holroyd a chance to stretch the league. Some 19 minutes gone to make it 8-2. And it missed. So drop out on the 20-metre line, Halifax will, and Leeds should get possession. And already the Leeds players are waving players back. Big gaps on the field, plenty of room for the ball to bounce in. That's certainty. Here it comes. So it's spinning. That's a good kick. Oh, and that was well taken there by Adrian Morley. He runs it up nearly to the halfway line. That was a good drop out, but of course the win. Hassan meets through, beats three. Can't beat big Carl Harrison. Big roll from the crowd. Nothing wrong there. Harmon in. Moving it back again. Gibbons up in the line. Gillespie in for another tackle. Doing a lot of tackling, Gillespie. McDermott trying to blast through. Clark looking for support on his left hand side. There's nobody there. This will be the last tackle. Now what's going to happen here? Are they going to put a kick through? Full kick, but it's a knock on. So it's a changeover. Halifax will chance to run the ball out into the Leeds quarter now.
Well, Abby Okoko pushed away Iro at the first attempt. Didn't get away from the second, by which time Iro had support. Amone making up the extra forward in the Halifax line. Marshall. Heading up towards halfway. New moans and groans from the Halifax supporters. Not surprisingly, none from the Leeds supporters in the south stand. Gillespie taking the drop-off ball from Amanga, and then straight away the tackle from Mercer. Alice from acting half sees a gap, he's got the pace. Leeds defence closing up quickly. Alice doing well to take Leeds back into the Halifax half. But on the fifth tackle, Amone pops one up in the air. That one's coming down with snow on. Gibbons, it's bouncing awkwardly. Come back to Halifax, it's play on. Wide ball out to Schuster, to Bentley. Bentley heads for the corner. Gets it back inside. Dean waits for it in between two Leeds defenders. And a try for Halifax. But you've got to put that one down to the kick of Amone. He's already seen Gibbons drop the ball once. And the kicking game, which seems to have disappeared in the opening weeks of the league season, is creeping back in. Goulding showed it at Wembley a couple of weeks ago, and Nasser Ramoni used it to its full extent on Leeds fullback Anthony Gibbons on that occasion. Under pressure, he turned his back that time, Stan, as well, but the ball came down, touched him and bounced forward to Halifax. Bentley almost in at the corner, had the presence of mind to get it back inside.
Good kick to the corner. And is it out on the full? Well, from here it looked as though it touched the line, which meant it had gone out on the full, but Leeds have got to drop out on their own posts, and with it it was an inches there. Halifax should get the ball back. We'll just see what they can do in this attack. Quarter of an hour to go to half time.
Huge kick by Allroyd. Amone underneath, 10 metres inside the Leeds half. Sets off into the tackle of Mercer and McDermott. Halifax now looking to take the lead for the first time. Okoku having to bend down for that pass. Not one of the best. He's got it away to Rowley somehow. And Rowley to Dean, but Dean losing it, trying to play football. Well, there might have been half a chance there that Craig Dean taking that ball. Good play by Okoku to get the ball out to Rowley. Perhaps Dean not expecting the pass, just failing to keep hold of it, so a bit of a let off for Leeds there perhaps, Stan.
I wouldn't say probably passable, it was probably taken out of his arms by his own teammates. Legitimately, of course, let me add. So Leeds will perhaps live again. 6-all the score. Two teams desperately needing points. Not at the moment that either of them are challenging St Helens and Wigan and Warrington at the top of the league. But nevertheless, McDermott takes it on. Just short of the halfway line. That was number 22 in the tackle, Carl Gillespie, who's done a tremendous amount of work in defence. So a kick coming in. Holroyd puts a high kick in. It's not going to go. Now Leeds get the ball back, and that was dropped. Harmon, Leeds captain. Dean Clark trying to direct things. We're going to come the first three. No, Jim Fallon. Jim Fallon still trying to struggle out of tackles. Now Clark. Halifax moving up very quickly there. Allroyd tries to push number 30. And that is Richard Marshall off, but he's not going to do it. And Clark takes it on again. I think the crowd would love to see Clark score, but he's not going to score on that occasion. Holroyd, long pass, oh well taken there, but a good tackle coming in, and Halifax will get possession back, because that was the last tackle. And I suppose to stop getting an extra tackle, I suppose it's to keep possession. Halifax only got 6 instead of 7.
Well, they have, but I think they'll be just happy to get the ball after Asramoni dropped that bomb from Allroyd. Both teams losing on the high ball. High tackle there against Harrison. Just checking to see if his nose is still in place. Mercy uses him as a lever to get up off the ground. Alice quick to get the kick away, and he's going to need the bounce to put it into touch. But I think that's why Alice rushed the kick, saw nobody at home in the Leeds defence. 2 minutes to the half hour, Halifax are back in the Leeds half and seeming to be growing in confidence with every visit. Okoku, first man in. driven back to the 20-metre line. Mercer, Arman and Iro. Gillespie into Mercer. As I was upstairs. Rowley from acting half, trying to find a way through back to Gillespie. Gillespie thought about the pass, the ball came loose, but surely there were too many in the tackle there, Stan. Iro comes away with it and loses possession. Carl Harrison complaining that Adrian Morley had used the elbow going in. But I'm very surprised in the first half hour that Leeds haven't used Kevin Iro and Jim Fallon a little bit more, Stan.
That's true, to try and bludgeon away through at the moment, but it looks though Mick Shaw's coming on and Terry Newton off, so Mick Shaw going into hooker and his darts from dummy half. Halifax will have to watch those.
Well, they've won possession from the scrum. Asa Ramone trying to bustle his way through 3 Leeds tacklers. Halifax looking to set up the attack again. Schuster, well tracked by Cummins, and Hassan on that far side. Baldwin into the Leeds quarter. Ball coming out again, but there were 3 Leeds players there. Surely the signal from the touch judge on the far side is that the ball was pulled out, and I don't think there's any doubt about that one, Stan.
Well, maybe not, but we'll just have to wait and see. A lot of players now, I've noticed on the television, are trying to milk that situation. I think it's an unfortunate, but when 3 players go in the dangerous situation of one player dropping the ball who's got the ball, he's always there, but nevertheless, let's abide by the referee and touch judge's decisions.
Well, they took that rule out of the game about pinching the ball. They brought it back in a one-on-one situation. And like you say, some players do milk it. Not, of course, that Halifax did on that occasion. And Schuster will try and put Halifax into the lead for the first time, which he does. 1 or 2 Halifax supporters behind those far posts. See the ball sail through the middle.
Yeah, some 10 minutes to go. They'll want to increase that advantage by another 10 or 15 points, I'd have thought. I would have thought on the last tackle, if you're not going to get a try, certainly go for a drop goal. Schuster puts a kick in. And this is a drop out, and I think there was a misunderstanding by Leeds there. Real misunderstanding by Leeds, and Holroyd's telling players where they should have been standing. And he's quite right about that. We'll just see what happens when Leeds have got the wind and they're kicking at any time they kick off.
Okoku trying to come away with it, loses possession, so Halifax waste it again. Alice there with a tackle on Iro, but Alice conceding the penalty. Sometimes a little bit over-exuberant with his tackling, his Graham Alice, giving away the penalty on this occasion.
Well, I think Okoku thought a Halifax player was with him in support there, and that's why he got rid of the ball. But on the first tackle, I didn't think there was any need for that. Barry McDermott, he's taken 3 players to tackle him. Neil Harman trying to get through a gap and can't. Good tackle there by Paul Rowley. Mick Shaw again, Rowley. Picks him up, does Rowley, and away he goes. The referee saying the tackle not effected there. Clark, Mercer, Iro. Surrounded by Halifax player, gets the ball away. Now that if Leeds had moved it quickly, they should have had players over on the far side. They should have now. Holroyd back inside, Harman trying to blast through. But can't. Now, what's Holroyd going to do? Holroyd going and he scores! Has he scored? Yes, he has. Well, I think Halifax backed off a little there. I don't know whether they thought Holroyd was going to put a little grubber kick through, but he just kept going. He went one way and then the other, and Halifax suddenly find themselves behind once again. And Graham Holroyd, the opportunist himself.
I don't know, they may have been expecting the grubber on the floor, but they were open out wide, I think, were Halifax, and they were just at 6s and 7s with Halifax, and they just didn't know what to do. Amoni had made a perfect tackle on Harmon, which saved the Halifax line, but they just held off when Holroyd set off with it, and there's the 2 points which put Leeds back in the lead, right, well, a couple of minutes before half time.
I was going to say about Barry McDermott, it always reminds me of a taller Steve Pitchford. For Leeds fans who remember Steve Pitchford, brought forward, had 34 minutes, and Holroyd 6 points there, puts Leeds 12-8 in front. So Holroyd kicks off, Halifax get possession back.
Amoni drives through, almost away, still going forward, Shaw doing well to hang on to him. Halifax looking to step it up, Okoko down the middle. Plenty of strength and pace, but not enough to get through Mercer. Rowley from acting half, away from Mick Shaw, has support from Perrick, but keeps going on his own. Great run by Rowley into the Leeds half, looking to get up and play it quickly. Dean, support from Baldwin. Baldwin back inside to Dean, but Morley there quickly. Dean gets it away well to Perrick, to Harrison, long pass out to Gillespie. Gillespie has to go forward, gets away from the first tackler. Good run by Gillespie. Halifax back at the other end of the field. Perrick going on his own, and his captain on his shoulder gets it out somehow. Gillespie will have another go. This time no mistake with the tackling. Gillespie put down first time. 5th tackle. Dean, kick over towards Bentley. Bentley hanging about behind Hassan. It's come off Hassan, it must be play on. Schuster back inside to Amanga, and an instant reply from Halifax. Well, Amanga went very close to that dead ball line. Steve Presley's given him a try. Amanga being a little bit clever behind the line, trying to beat the Leeds player. Well, I was always taught when I played, if you get over the line, you put the ball down, because in the case like Amanga's, where he was so close to that dead ball line, it only needed a nudge to put him out into touch. He managed to get it down eventually with a try 4 minutes before half time, which has drawn Halifax level at 12 points all.
Did he miss an important kick in the cup tie from Hall? But yes, you'd think that he'll put this over, and again the lead seesaws once again. So the crowd at least getting the money's worth as far as that. Perhaps the standard of rugby isn't as high as it might be, but with a lot of mistakes coming from both sides, and the lesser score line is going to make it an exciting one, and there's no trouble with that. So that's 14-12 to Halifax, and Schuster's 3rd successful kick. Or is he going to do the same again? He's not going to make the mistake this time. Holroyd takes it. Mercer's tackling to me hasn't looked so good as it usually is today. Shaw, Holroyd, Fallon. I'm not going to get past those players. Amar got a try scoring on that tackle. Harmon wrestled to the ground there. Shaw, Fossard. That looked a high tackle. But nobody takes any notice, not even the referee, just signifies that it was on the shoulders. For Shaw. Shaw again. Shaw surrounded by Halifax players, standing round 4 Halifax players like the post of a four-poster bed then round him. Holroyd puts the ball into touch, and 2 minutes to half time. Halifax will have head and ball in their own half of the field. They've shown they can come to the Leeds try line very quickly. In fact, both these sides appear to have got down the other side of the field very quickly at times.
Yeah, it's certainly end-to-end stuff after the initial settling down period, which saw so many handling errors in the opening 20 minutes. And Amanga receives a big hit from Fossard, who played in the 14-all draw from all in the Alliance team on Thursday evening. Rowley looking for support. Fallon over the top. Harrison on halfway, going forward for Halifax. Alice, I think accidentally treading on a Leeds player as he went through. Rowley to Amanga. Schuster dropping off back inside, steps out of one. And then into Fozzard. The big hitter is this young Fozzard. 5th tackle, back to Amone. Halifax will go to the air again. Big style with Asa Amone. It's awkward by the post. Lost again. That must be an offside in front of the post. Well, I think it was just an instinctive reflex by the Leeds player there. Gibbons put under pressure again, receiving treatment. Halifax looking to play it quickly, but Carl Harrison pulls Graham Ellis back and said let's take the 2. There's 40 minutes up on the clock, but again that kick from Amoni causing all sorts of trouble for Gibbons on that line, and that's the 3rd occasion that Gibbons has dropped it, I think, and Halifax have finished up scoring off 2 others.
Well, yeah, I'm just wondering what he'll do in the second half. I bet he doesn't put the ball up so high in the second half. In fact, probably the Leeds will probably be putting the ball up to Amoni and see how he gets the high balls. Just have to wait and see. But Schuster should give Halifax a 4-point half-time lead. The ball safely through the posts from that penalty kick. So 40 minutes up on the clock. Leeds 12, Halifax 16. And I don't think we've had that many stoppages. Have only been caused by the touch judges coming on, I think, not by the physios. So I think there's been enough time wasted. I think that the first tackle, and that's gone dead on the full. I knew it would come before the half had finished, that he would put the ball dead. He was very lucky on the one previous, but that one, so Shaw going to take a quick tap. Fozzard take it on. There goes a hooter. No chance for Leeds to get any points back. So at half time, a game which has seesawed in scoring. Sees the half time score: Leeds 12, Halifax Blue Sox 16. Well, Halifax to kick off, start of the second half. Reminder that the visitors, Halifax Blue Sox, lead by 16 points to 12 over Leeds. The Leeds now have this very strong wind behind them, going from right to left. These are Amoni. Kick off. Away we go for the second half. So they're not going to. It's not going to put that one dead, that's for sure. By the knees by Jim Fallon. Halifax tacklers quickly up. Make sure he doesn't make too much ground. Now Holroyd. Look out this side. Francis Cummins. That's a set. Mick Shaw darts away from Harback through a gap. Still going up to the halfway line. He's no support, but he's taken by Amoni. But what a break that was! But if support had been there, that could have been an early score for Leeds. Fozzard, and Amoni's in again for a tackle. Clark, Holroyd, taken well by Cummins. Lindsay O'Malley, Carl Hall. So now this will be interesting to see what sort of a kick he's going to be put in now, because if it wasn't too high, I think the wind will take it. He's up high. No, he's underneath it. It's going to bounce dead. And he's taken by Cuckoo, but he's taken over the line. And was it a case of too many players in the vicinity there?
I don't really know, Stan. That's the morning played full-back for Tonga in the World Cup, so experience in that position. But perhaps a bit of confusion with Abby Akoko, but surely it's always a full-back.
Not a good kick there, and Hall, it doesn't break the 20-metre Hall. Shaw, Forshaw trying to get through a gap. Plays back to Shaw, gets to Shaw. To Gary Mercer. Gary Mercer stops, stutters, tries to go through a gap. But Simon Baldwin is there to close it. Leeds wanting an early score. Nick Fozzard, push back. Halifax being weighed back by the referee. Clark, Holroyd, back to Clark. Clark tries a little dummy there, but the Halifax players were not taking that by any means. Now Shaw again, he's gone the wrong way, and the tacklers come in, loses the ball, but Clark gets it away again, and again tackles almost on the same spot. Ball gone back. Clark, Holroyd, it's not a good pass, it went too high, I thought. Holroyd couldn't make up his mind whether to pass or keep it, and kept it. Now Carl Hall, Clark, what's he going to do? Little kick through, that's going to go dead, I would have thought. It does, little too hard, but the idea I suppose was good. Instead of putting a high kick up, I suppose you got to vary your kicking. So Halifax tap on the 20-metre line, run the ball clear.
Coco with the first drive out for Halifax. Alice was the second man, bounces away from the first tackler, can't get away. And the two Leeds defenders. Rowley from acting half, stepping away from Harmon, almost up to halfway. Rowley up for the pass. Harmon cutting out that option. Marshall over halfway, doing what was asked of him in the first half. Harrison down the middle, away to Pennick. Pennick with support from Dean. Dean will go in for his second with only 3 minutes on the clock for Halifax. And it started at the other end of the field. And Carl Harrison and Bentley congratulating each other there on the Leeds quarter line. Harrison involved in the move, he got it away to Pennick. Pennick only had full-back Gibbons to beat. Dean in support, down under the post, and surely Schuster will turn it into 6. But it's just the start that Halifax needed right at the start of the second half.
And Schuster should have no trouble in registering his 5th goal kick of the afternoon, which he does, to make it 18-12. He must have been still in the dressing room. So Halifax will kick off again through Hamoni. And that after that bad dropout under which Leeds obtained but didn't convert into points. Good kick there against the win by Hamoni, but it's taken by Holroyd. Feeds Mercer. Mercer takes it wide. Gets over the 20-metre area. Shaw, who made that superb break, that leads on the attack. Jim Fallon. Well, the Halifax defence is tight, although Fallon makes a good 10 or 12 yards there. Good job the pass didn't come in there to the Leeds player, because he was in front of the ball, and a good tackle there by Schuster. Leeds moving it outside, and I think it should have gone back inside. There's Lamarga with a good tackle. Now, Fozzard was didn't look as though he was going to take that one because he'd lost his boot, but Holroyd is going to put a boot to this one, and that's high, but it's nowhere near the line. Should be an easy one for Hamoni. He takes it, did a little fumble, but nevertheless he held on to it.
Taken perfectly by Halifax fullback Hamoni. Coco trying to help out in the centre of the field again. Rowley to Bentley, setting off from a long way back there, John Bentley. Halifax plays out of position. Great step by Rowley, and again great ball to Dean. Dean looking for the gap. Can he beat Holroyd? The answer no. Well, he almost did. Forshaw did well to get back. Halifax go on the attack again. They're finding gaps in the lead defence. Gillespie back inside to Amanga, and Amanga could have been away had he not lost his footing. Baldwin brought down 10 metres out. Superb play again from Halifax, coming from deep within their own half of the field. Alice throws the dummy. The gap opens up, and Alice gets to within 2. He's looking to get it unplayed quickly. Rowley from acting half, forcing his way over. Well, the Halifax supporter 6 has gone over. Steve Presley has signalled so, and 2 tries in 3 minutes for Halifax. And Paul Rowley found the gap. Leeds look to have held him up, but Rowley with the strength to put the ball down decreases the lead to 22 points to 12.
And we'll wait now to see what the resilience of Leeds could do. They bring in substitutes back on. It looks like George Mann is coming on, and Barry McDermott also coming back on the field. So Schuster got to judge the win perfectly because it is against him. Push up. And he's there. 6 goals by Schuster of the afternoon. But it's still not a lot. Forshaw and Fozzard go off for Leeds. And on comes George Mann and Barry McDermott as if to put a bit of steel into the low ball. Bounces kindly for Holroyd. Takes it up Gary Mercer, but Halifax are there in a line to do the tackling. Shaw, Holroyd, Mercer, the dummy runner, but Clark is well wrapped up by the tacklers. Gillespie, who's had a good game. That could have been crossing, but I think the referee was a bit kind there. Back to Harmon. Harmon picks it up beautifully. Holroyd, there's a gap there, but he took his time. He was thinking to pass the ball instead of going through the gap and then perhaps passing the ball. Could have been Rowley, could have been offside there, moving off the mark before the ball was played. But Leeds, and that was it. He's not letting up to play the ball. Harrison, I mean, he doesn't argue or take it back. And he has done. So Holroyd will put the ball into touch, and Harrison had choice words to say to the referee, and it cost his side a bit of yardage. So Leeds on the attack. Immediate riposte is wanted by Leeds. Harmon. And good tackling in by Perrott and Amaga. Clark. Mercer. Oh, a bubble but taken by Clark. But there was a hand come in, the referee said. It touched the ball down. So the ball was there to Clark, and Clark has not had much chance to shine. Let's give credit to Halifax here. They've closed him down pretty quickly. And they've also been doing the homework on Holroyd as well. And then again, with not many teams in the division, it's easy to do homework on other players.
Well, it is, but I think still in the Halifax minds is what Leeds did to them in that 60 points to 27 defeat last season. And Halifax have turned the tables with 2 tries in the first 7 minutes since coming out from a half-time break. It's an uphill struggle for Leeds at 16 points down, but they have the capabilities with the men like Kevin Iro and George Mann since he's come on. Harrison pushes man off, back inside to Rowley. Rowley hit hard by Mercer. 5th tackle as Rowley tries to play the ball. Mercer trips him up, and that should be a yellow card actually for Gary Mercer. He's lucky Leeds out reduced to 12 men, I think, there for that one, Stan. Quite blatant as Rowley wanted to play the ball and get on with it.
Yeah, I think he thought Rowley wasn't going to play the ball the first time, but he was, wasn't he?
Well, Harrison drives it up for Halifax as they go looking for more points. Marshall in strongly. Richard Marshall up to the 20. 3 Leeds defenders around him, finally put him down on the white markings. Amanga, great ball, great slip from Amanga, heading for the corner. Bentley in support. He's going to get one against his old club. He's going to put it nearer the post. Super break from Amanga, and he really hasn't looked out of position at number 6 since he moved there from fullback. A good game against Wigan, despite that heavy defeat on Tuesday night. Well, I think you can hear the response from the Leeds supporters about their own team. But Amanga with lightning pace. I think Clark had a hand on him but couldn't keep hold of him. There was a Leeds defender got to him, but Bentley in support to score against his old club.
And I noticed Paul Heighton on. Taken by Gary Mercer. Now he's going to set off in a direct run. Runs it over the 20 metre. And there's little more steel like that Leeds require, not only in attack but in defence. Francis Cummins, who's had no chance to shine. The tacklers have been there, and I think Steve Sims has got his side all wound up this afternoon. And Leeds seem to have been a little lacking thinking that, well, Halifax haven't won a game yet, we're at home, we're going to win this game. McDermott, Hyton and Harrison in on the tackle on that one. Leeds get to the halfway line. Now Shaw, and a high kick now. No, he's only going to be put off mainly by his own players. And Boney's not going to get out of that one.
Well, he didn't really need to, and I think he'd done the hard work by taking the ball. But you have to question with the pace of the Leeds players why they're not there putting him under pressure from the kick. They're high enough from Allroyd, but nobody following them effectively. Now Kettridge on with Paul Hyton, two of the Halifax substitutes. Harrison against George Mann. Harrison again looking round to turn and release to Paul Rowley, but Mann does a good job. Paul Hyton, first touch. The facial from George Mann. Rowley from acting half. Mann gets hold of the shirt, then lets go. Sean Clark combining to wrestle Rowley to the ground just inside the Halifax half. On the last tackle, Alice up to Kettridge. Well, a misunderstanding. Perhaps Alice hadn't seen the signal from the referee. Kettridge is a kicker. Halifax getting the plot wrong on that occasion.
I just wondered, he could have been offside then, in front of the ball. Could quite easily give Leeds a penalty there. That looked a bit high, the referee says no. Certainly looked round the neck to me. Now McDermott, they're not going to try and... Well, that was I don't know what McDermott was thinking of there to get the ball away on that occasion. Second tackle.
To me, Barry McDermott wanted to put his head in his hands, but he's done the same thing with his head as he did with the ball, and he couldn't quite find it on that occasion. Halifax breathe again. Kettridge safe this time. Leeds still defending well. Alice gets it back to Baldwin. Baldwin just losing his footing as he tried to step on the surface that will be just made a little bit slippery by that short burst of rain. Amoni up to halfway for Halifax, looking to play it quickly. Rowley teasing the Leeds defence. Dean with a kick, took down in between Gibbons and Hassan. And Gibbons this time collects it cleanly, but Dean there chasing his own kick superbly to bring Gibbons down.
So Leeds now Carl Hall in at the centre. Iro, can he get Astor Coco? Nearly. But Hallis is also there in for assistance. Now here comes Fallon, who's leaving Leeds at the end of the season to go back to Rugby Union, to Richmond. Shaw, Clark, the long ball, Holroyd. They've got men over here, they've turned it back inside, but there's nobody in support. Now here comes Leeds again, George Mann. Phil Hassan tries to get past the ex-policeman, John Bentley. Now Leeds have got men out on this side. Can they use it? Ball up in the air. Can't get it away. Iro tries to put a kick in and loses it. He dropped the ball. He was trying to kick it, I think, with his right foot, and he didn't make contact with it.
Well, it looked like he was just trying to continue the play as he lost possession, and it bounced up kindly for Halifax. And so far, Halifax have had a bit better luck this afternoon than they have had in previous games. Paul Hyton going forward, making 12 metres back towards halfway. Harrison doing the hard work. Carlisle meets him. Dean looking to set the attack up, goes on his own over halfway. Great pass to Baldwin. Now Baldwin, has he got the pace? Bentley screaming up on the outside. Baldwin turns round and a man going to overrun the pass. Halifax need to play it quickly. Schuster, support from Rowley. Last tackle. Rowley gets it away in desperation. Bentley messing about on the floor, picks it up, still chances for Halifax. Allers towards the corner, Leeds managed to bundle him into touch. Harmon almost took it as the ball went back, but Halifax throwing caution to the wind a little bit there, perhaps sensing that the Leeds defence floundering near their own line on that occasion, Stan.
Well, Leeds' defence wasn't scrambling so well on that occasion. I think it might have been more danger if Akuko had come inside then, because Hallis had nowhere to go, and he couldn't pass to Akuko, who was still on the outside. So Leeds breathe again. McDermott. Now here comes trying to bring it out of their own half is Adrian Morley. Shaw beats one man, beats two, and that looked a high tackle, and the ref, and that was a high tackle, and that was a high tackle. That was round about the chin. John Bentley doesn't agree with, neither does Harrison. Harrison has to have his say. They're the wisest if the referee and the touch judge have made decisions, wisest to let them. So Paul Heighton penalised, and Holroyd puts that one over the south stand roof into the car park. Holroyd, McDermott. I don't think there's any chance they were going to pull him into touch then. Harmon. And they won't pull Harmon into touch from there in the middle of the field. Shaw, Holroyd, Clark. Nobody on Clark's head, so Holroyd does the run around. Holds the ball, tries a dummy. Halifax tacklers there in numbers. Now Clark again. That's George Mann. No way through for George Mann. Shaw trying to go on his own. This is the last tackle coming up. If Leeds move it quickly to the left hand side, they've men over. We've gone back inside, but looking here, there was men over on the left hand side. 5 Leeds players to 2 Halifax players, and if they'd moved it quickly, a try if the ball had been held would have been a certainty.
Well, they had a similar chance earlier in the second half from the halfway line where they had a 3-man overlap, but they cut back inside. And Dean Bell must be furious with Leeds for not playing the expansive rugby that they've become noted for over the years. Still trying to build a side to compete in Super League. Well, up to now they're not competing in this second half, yet to put points on the board. Halifax have doubled the score since half time, 32 points to 12 they lead, and up to now Halifax are looking good for the 2 points. Baldwin away to Gillespie, steps inside 2. Gillespie still going, pushing players aside, almost back to halfway. 5th tackle, no mistake this time. Kettridge drills it down the touchline behind Jim Fallon. Good kick by Kettridge. Happy just perhaps to put the ball into touch and force Leeds back into their own quarter. And who knows, with the indecision that's creeping into the Leeds defence, maybe Halifax looking for a mistake coming to give them the advantage again.
Quite easily. I don't know if Fallon was back in position to get to, but if he'd have run it out, at least they'd have had an extra tackle, but they're not going to get one now. And Fallon is tackled, and he stays tackled. Clark. And here comes Adrian Morley again, trying to stride through. Shaw, nobody with him again. Crowd urging the Leeds players to back up. Clark takes it on. Can't get the ball away as Cummins is up in support. Mann, Clark, nobody there again. Now everybody's across on the far side, so Leeds have got it clear, and even Halifax players are all on the other side. George Mann. Oh, but it wasn't taken by Iro. I wouldn't say it was an easy pass to take, but one expects professional players to take it, but let's not criticise. Easy to say it was an easy pass or a hard pass up here. So Halifax a chance to run it out through the hooker Rowley, and he makes it nearly to the halfway line.
Well, you would have expected Iro to take them every day of the week, and from 20 metres out there wasn't anybody to stop him. But the chance again, gone begging for Leeds. Halifax will bring it away. They've made it up to halfway already with Harrison. Good ball away to Seal. Seal to Baldwin. Baldwin to Dean on the floor. Dean just knocking it forward. But Halifax going in confidence, quite happy to throw the ball about now. The mistakes inevitable if you put one past too many in. But at 20 points up 15 minutes ago, Halifax certainly looking the better side. Well, Schuster offside, 40 metres away from the scrum. So this will give Allroyd the kick for touch and put Leeds back in the Halifax half of the field.
Well, I think, except for points on the board, I think Leeds have had as much possession this half as Halifax. So Leeds on the attack. Phil Hassan tries to go inside, then cut outside again. Leeds, long ball now, trying to outpass players there. McDermott tramples over number 29, Danny Seal. Now here comes Leeds on again. Morley trying to get on the score sheet. Shaw, Clark, lost the ball. And looks like it's going to be the first knock on. And Clark is down injured. So we're going to scrum down. Halifax. We're putting the ball in, so they'll have the head as well. Now Leeds going to make a substitution because Clark is receiving attention on the try line. Another Leeds attack comes to naught. Holroyd going to scrum half. George Mann moves into the standoff half position, but he has played standoff, of course. And the referee and touch judge in discussion there about something. I just wonder what it...
Perhaps linesman asking how much airtime he's got left if he gets back up field.
Clark seems to be going off, and we've got another substitution. And Anthony Gibbons coming back on. Goes into the pack. With George Mann staying at standoff. So Halifax time now will run the ball clear, but they're still leading by 32-12.
Olamanga brings it out, the clock ticking away, 13 minutes left. Alice taken high by Morley, no doubt about that one. No ill effect. Alice is having a few words with Adrian Morley, as is Steve Presley. By my records, I think that's the first penalty Halifax have had in the second half. Harrison takes the first charge. Shaw waits for him, copybook tackle around the legs. Kettridge to halfway. He's showing up well, the veteran in the Alliance side, Martin Kettridge, bringing the youngsters through. And a side that's just lost, an Alliance side that's lost only one game this season. And one drawn against Leeds on Thursday. Baldwin drags himself to his feet after what looked like a possible high tackle. Or so say the Halifax supporters at the back of the post. Rowley again from acting half, trying to step round Allroyd. Good tackle from Allroyd. Fifth tackle, Paul Eighton looks for the options. Amanga kicks into touch. I think he's thinking about the option of the kick and chase for Schuster and Bentley, but then decided he'd be happier to see it go into touch.
Waste a few more seconds. A 20-point gap between these two sides. I just wonder what the reaction of the Leeds supporters will be at the end of this game, and I don't think it'll be complimentary. Hassan now. I think Halifax knew that at half time, then they led by 4 points, that they'd have to tighten up their tackling in the second half. They're not only tighten up the tackling, they've increased the attacking skills as well. And Halifax and Leeds' defence has melted into insignificance. But since the last Halifax score, the Leeds defence has been good. Now here comes Iro. Iro to Cummings. Hassan. There's a forward pass. The forward pass. Spot on that occasion. But, was it Mr. Presley who was the referee at St Helens last Sunday? When St Helens had a couple of dubious tries scored. One was a forward pass without a shadow of doubt, which put them St Helens in front for the first time. But Halifax have a chance now. Look like the headless man there.
Good tackle by McDermott on Seal. Excellent tackle by the Leeds prop, Kettridge. Just driving it up the middle for Halifax. Harrison to Baldwin. Quick hands to Craig Dean. Looking for his third, a long way out. Dean, has he got the pace? Phil Hassan chasing. Brings Dean down. Dean will get up and continue. Going towards the touchline, inside to Bentley. Bentley trying to get out of the tackles. Iro finally puts him down. It took two, I think it was Morley that was there with him, but Halifax on that Leeds line again. Desperate passing, well picked up by Alice. Chances for Halifax, 4-3. Kettridge out to Okoku, but that pass firing off Okoku's knees. Chance gone begging for Halifax. That certainly would have sealed the match. They looked good with 9 minutes to go at 32-12. It would have looked even better at 36-12, but Okoku's knees just knocking the ball forward.
Yeah, probably his knees coming where his hands should have been on that occasion. Bit of a contortionist, obviously, as Harmon trying to resurrect something for Leeds and give them perhaps a try and a goal to give them some respectability on the scoreline. But it's only been that period in the second half when of some 9 minutes that Halifax took the score from 16-12 to 32-12 in 9 minutes. So apart from that, there's been very little to choose between these two sides. And I think I can guarantee that neither of these sides playing at the moment as the league stands will be in any playoffs, if there were any playoffs at the end of the season. It's a shame, but there we are, because they both contributed so much to the game last season. Iro chasing Schuster, and Schuster making sure that he could not pass the ball inside. Morley surrounded by Halifax players, and that's the last tackle. And I think number 19, Paul Heighton, got a boot from one of his own players on the head there in chance to get the tackling done.
Well, I think it was a case of Iro getting the ball and every man going into him. So I suppose there's a chance you're going to get it from somewhere. Kettridge to Seal. Seal tries to go through the middle. One or two weary Halifax looking players. Carl Harrison, another big effort from him. Amone over halfway, still trying to go forward. Is the Tongan fullback. Rowley from acting half, looking to see if there's a gap. There isn't, but he's managing to evade the Leeds tacklers. Good ball round the outside to Bentley against Iro, but McDermott eye to eye on the ground with Bentley, gets up with a smile on his face. Schuster, well, that didn't go where he wanted it to, I don't think. Okoku managed to knock it onto a Leeds player and get it back, but here comes Francis Cummings, a chance for Leeds to counter-attack, quickly snuffed out by Halifax's scrambling defence.
Well, Leeds are not, certainly their passing is not anything today. Good tackle coming in there, but the ball got away. Oh dear, the ball took a bad bounce there, and 10,028 people have watched this game this afternoon, and there won't be so many of them going away happy.
Well, Carl Harrison's going to be replaced. It looks like Richard Marshall that's coming back on, and Halifax skipper's had another big game. And he really has been leading this Halifax side well despite the defeats this season, as Carl Harrison playing through the pain barrier, rolling up from acting half, bounces away off the tacklers again, firing one out which hit Marshall in the face. Just getting in the way. In fact, it isn't Marshall, I do apologise, it's Andy James. Well, his first touch of the ball at Headingley won't be one to remember, Stan.
No, from one of his own colleagues as well. Ball up, lands in touch. So Leeds, can they get some consolation? Adrian Morley, man of the match. McDermott. There's one thing that Halifax have learned, is to tackle low on McDermott. You won't tackle him around the middle. In fact, I don't think you'll get your arms around him. I'm not being disrespectful to Barry, he's a wholehearted player. Now the ball out, McDermott, is he trying to... I don't know if he thought of sidestepping his way to the line on that occasion. Sure. Lee's looking... well, little dispirited, back to man. Look to give it to Holroyd. Now here comes Morley. Morley, can he get a try? Morley trying to break through. It's going to be a try. Shaw. Make sure. Respectability. But too little, too late, I'm afraid. And make sure on his return to the side, coming off the subs bench, scoring a try. 4 minutes to go. So Holroyd for his chance for his third goal of the afternoon. That's successful. So that's 18 points 32. Gets mild applause. Doesn't get the acclaim it would have if it had been the winning goal kick of the afternoon. But the number of matches that Holroyd has played, and he's got 3 goals in and doesn't seem to be able to get past the 3, is remarkable. So Halifax got to kick off, Leeds kick off. But now then, what about that? Was that not a mistake there?
For what, kicking off the 10 metres, it's not a mistake for Alice. He's skipped out of the tackle, he's put a foot in touch. Well, Leeds trying the short kick-off. It's seen more and more in this game nowadays. Leeds looking to get possession from the kick-off. It almost turned sour as Alice raced away. He took the ball well, 10 metres inside his own half, made it back to the Leeds quarter. They managed, only just looking at it from this angle, to put Alice over the touchline, but it could have been a stormer of a try, could that, from Graham Alice.
Certainly so, against a team that he used to support as a boy as well. But he's not the first player to do that. George Mann trying to go round John Bentley. John Bentley certainly put in a fierce. I just wonder if this is John Bentley. I wonder if this is going to be his last appearance here at Headingley, because there have been rumours about him playing rugby union and that sort of thing, and you never know what's going to happen next season when the Super League starts. Now that was shepherding, surely, but the referee says no. The referee being kind there. Well, what I have noticed is that players on both sides, he dropped the ball, yes. I noticed that players on both sides, when there's been a play the ball, the players that have been marking on both sides have been moving off the mark before the ball has been played.
I don't think it's just in this game, Stan. No. I think it's in every game you see. And as they try to make the game faster, if they pulled up for every occasion that occurred, I think we'd be taking a backward step, and the referees perhaps rightly taking a lenient view of the offence. But another Leeds mistake gives Halifax possession, perhaps looking to have the final say in this game, where they surely now in the last minute will get the first 2 points of the season. Probably under normal circumstances they wouldn't have expected to get 2 points at Headingley, but Leeds really haven't looked like Halifax, half the team that they did last season when they were pushing for honours at the top of the Centenary League. But Halifax 25 metres out, Dean having to slow it down there. A man getting inside to Baldwin. Baldwin wrapped up by 3. Still plenty of numbers in defence from Leeds. Rowley on the last tackle, happy just to put it into touch. The 80 minutes is up on the clock again, as in the first half. I don't think there'll be too much in stoppage time, and the Halifax supporters stood in shirt sleeves on that far side are going to see the team win the first match of the season.
And in the pouring rain as well. No umbrellas, very few umbrellas there. The Leeds supporters are busy making their way through the exits at the moment. Long ball to Iro. Iro has had very little running chance. Hassan moves inside. Halifax tacklers move in. Knock him down. And there goes the hooter, the full time. Cheers and delight and ecstasy of the Halifax supporters. Bentley gives thumbs up to the Leeds supporters here. Of course, he was a favourite here, and that's John Bentley's first win here. And we just have to wait and see what Leeds. But Leeds, they'll be talking about crisis now. But there's still half the season yet to go. But the next two matches, Bradford, Northern and Wigan, not going to be easy. Halifax, though, they're going to their own supporters to give them thanks for supporting them. But Leeds, after that early 6-0 lead, looking good, it turned sour in the second half. A 9-minute spell when Halifax scored 16 points that knocked the whole out of Leeds' situation this afternoon. The final scored Headingley, Leeds 18, Halifax Blue Sox 32.